Hi, I'm Helen Davis of Blended Therapy, and I want to talk to you today about what I do. You may know that I teach yoga and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, but those aren't what I do, they're how I do. So what do? I help people reconnect with their body in order to still their mind and start to listen. So what do I mean by that? Well, picture a small baby trying out the different noises she can make with her body, exploring with her hands and feet as she connects to the ground, and gradually learning how she can connect to the ground firmly enough to actually roll herself over. Or a little child learning which parts of his body are strong enough to support his own weight and which aren't, learning how far he can tip in one direction before he topples over completely. Or picture your own beloved dog or cat stretching and yawning after sleep, or shaking the rain off, letting that movement ripple all the way down their spine from the tip of their nose to the tip of their tail. What these all have in common is that they are completely connected, one with their bodies. And if that baby becomes hungry, if the child falls a little heavily and scares itself, if the dog senses danger, they respond immediately by making noise, releasing tears, maybe by trembling all over. And all these are ways of actively moving the emotion that they're feeling through their body and releasing it. And now, picture that baby, that child, that cat or dog, snuggling into a comfortable spot to sleep, easily and gently releasing each tired muscle as their breathing deepens. Most of us adults have spent decades diligently, albeit unintentionally, training ourselves out of all of these practices. We take our body's ability to take us through the world day after day totally for granted. We learn to hold our emotions in check. Rather than expressing them in the moment, we store them in our shoulders, our jaws, our lower back, creating tension and stress. And as we grow up, we spend more and more time inside our own heads until we've literally forgotten how to let go of our thoughts at the end of the day. And sleep itself, which should be the most natural thing in the world, becomes elusive, something else for us to chase after, something else for us to worry about. Does all this sound familiar? But when we reconnect with our body, through movement, through sound, through our own breath, or through deep relaxation, we give our mind permission to become still again. And like still water, a still mind brings clarity. Clarity to see what you need right now. The clarity that speaks through your own inner voice, your inner teaching, your intuition. The still, small voice of calm that has been talked about for millennia. The voice of yourself, of that part of you that always knows exactly what you need. That voice that you've probably spent most of your adult life ignoring. And sometimes the voice may simply be telling you that it's time to stop, to breathe, to be, to rest. Sometimes you may need to make a noise, perhaps a lot of noise. Sometimes you may need to move your body through yoga postures, walking, running, dancing, jumping on a trampoline, whatever speaks to you in the moment. Sometimes that voice can cast a light on a particular feeling, emotion, or memory that's demanding attention, suggesting that it's time to listen to what it has to teach you so that you can release it and move on. And sometimes it may highlight a situation in your life that is no longer tenable. A pattern of behaviour, a job, a relationship. And these can be the hardest messages to receive, but when they come, it's because you're ready. You're ready to make that change, however scary it may feel and however long it may take. And when you hear that voice, whatever it's saying, all you have to do is listen. Because once you start listening, you can't help but respond. And once you start to respond, the next step becomes clear. Even when the final destination, whatever that may mean, is shrouded in mystery. And that's where I come in, if you'd like me to. I was really good at training myself not to listen to my intuition. I had that little voice squashed down so far that it couldn't get a word in edgeways. And I was so disconnected from my body that eventually it had to bring on a total physical and emotional collapse in order to attract my attention. Thankfully, at that point, I finally started listening. And today, 7 years later, my life is unrecognisable, and I'm happier and healthier than I've ever been. And I really love helping other people reconnect with their body and start tuning back into their own inner guidance, hopefully before they need to go through all the crap that I did to get there. So if you're drawn to find out more, and you like the idea of having someone to walk beside you as you take your next step, someone who's got some previous experience of this bit of the path, someone who'll hold the torch as you find your feet, and maybe point out the odd shortcut you might not have noticed. Or maybe simply someone who will hold your hand when the going gets particularly tough. Then let's talk. And if it feels like the right time for us to work together, we'll work out, together, exactly what that looks like for you. It could be anything from joining one of my regular yoga classes or workshops, to a personalised one-to-one programme, blending yoga, sound work, walking in nature, hypnotherapy, essential oils, whatever else feels right for both of us at the time. My contact details will be on screen in a moment, but before you go, and whether or not you're planning on contacting me, I invite you to pause for a few seconds to really feel your feet connecting to the ground beneath you. If it's comfortable to do so, close your eyes or soften your gaze. And if you wish to, let your left hand rest on your heart. Now take a deep breath in. Release it slowly. And when you're ready, another deep breath in. And out. And now a third and final deep breath in. And release. And pause for a moment. And then simply ask yourself, what do I need right now? And listen for the answer. And if it doesn't come immediately, be patient, because it will come. Take care.